What up?
What's happening?
I'm good. You done rolled this blunt.
I rolled it a little bad. It's a little, you see a few little speed bumps in there?
It's all good though.
It's smoking though. Hit that shit.
Ain't nothing wrong with no speed bumps. Sometimes we need to get slowed down. You know what I mean?
So you have a new album coming out. Tell me about it.
It's called Herricane.
Okay, uh-oh.
I've been working on it for about 2 years.
Okay. That's a long time. Why 2 years?
2 years because there was some ups and downs, you know. When I made the album, I wasn't in the best place mentally. I had to get to a better place to make sure that the art that I was putting out really depict the emotion and the story that I was trying to tell, you know?
Yeah, for sure. So tell me about this new album though. When can we get it?
Man, June 20th, I'm putting my album out on Even Biz. So you can go in there and you can pay whatever you want, whether that's $2 or maybe a suggested price of $10.
Okay.
But you can buy my album right there. You can buy Herricane right there on Even Biz before it hits all the DSPs. Yeah,
Is it gonna come in like a hurricane?
You know what? It's gonna you know what? It's gonna come in like a hurricane and you're gonna go through the storm. You're gonna have some happy moments, you're gonna have some emotional moments, you're gonna have some depressing moments, then you're gonna have some moments where you feel like you just got this energy to just rage back, you know?
Yes.
All the way to the end last song. It's called Bloom. So obviously after the hurricane, there's always a garden that comes, you know? Something beauty out of the darkness. You know, while the momentum's going, we're just gonna push it out. You know, we're gonna see who the real supporters are, who the real fans are, and keep building from there. You know, it's not about being the richest. It's not about being the most famous or the most known. It's about getting your message out to the people that need to hear it.
Man, it's pretty dope that whatever you could afford, you throw in on the album and then you get access to a listening party. Dope.
Yeah,
that's
because
super
you
dope.
got to think about that. That $2 that they may spend, if that's what they can afford, that $2 could be like $1,000, $1 million moment for them while they're listening to it, because it could have transformed their life or that moment of thinking at that time. You know what I mean? So
yeah, hell yeah.
I don't want to like sit there and say, yo, you got to pay this much, and then somebody that can't afford that, now they're limited to my art. That's crazy.
No, for sure. So June 20th is the day.
June 20th is my birthday. So, hey, it's a birthday present for me if you go get my shit.
Okay, it's a birthday present for everyone, I guess.
Yeah.
So my favorite song is Superman.
Okay.
It's not on the album?
Why you like Superman?
Why wouldn't I like Superman? Do you like Superman?
I love Superman.
Me too.
Me and my boy Maxie made that. It took us probably like an hour and a half to make that song.
Just an hour and a half?
Yeah.
For all that greatness?
In my bedroom, I asked him, I said, bro, you gonna set up the studio at my crib? Because I'm trying to stay in my Crocs. He was like, for real? I was like, yeah.
Wait, so hold up. You made Superman in Crocs?
I made Superman in my white Crocs, no cap.
Did you have any little jewels in your Crocs or?
Nah, not these ones. Yeah, not these
So
ones.
you made Superman in your bedroom
Yeah.
wearing some plain white Crocs. They weren't even decorated.
Plain white Crocs.
Shout out to the plain white Crocs.
Yeah.
Try to say that 10 times fast.
I ain't doing that.
So another good song is Energy.
I feel like as a kids outside, you know, we got to protect our energy at all times. That's why I named the song IE, Energy.
Okay.
Because that energy comes from that inner child that we always got to tap into. That child that speaks freely, that child that speaks without judgment, you know what I mean? Without conviction, you know, and I think it's very important for us to continue to nurture that as we nurture every other skill set that we have. You got to find a way to tap into that childhood manner, you know? Be responsible, but tap into them, you know?
Tap into that inner child, right?
Yeah, be open to things, you know? Don't be so rigid on one idea in one way.
And what drove you to make this song?
Pain.
Okay.
I'll tell you, once upon a time ago, I had my little heart broken. And it took me through a moment that I don't wish upon anyone. Something I never felt before. You know, a lot of people self-destruct, which was a little bit of that for me. Some people get toxic, which, yeah, that was a little bit of me too, you know?
Sure.
But the hardest part is actually moving away from things that you know that is no longer serving the best for you, you know? Mm-hmm. And that's just something you got to learn, you know? And I've been through that. And I was so happy to be able to take that moment and say, all right, everything in my head is telling me, make some music, you know? I had access to the studio equipment. I had access to the good engineers. I had access to the producers, you know, that helped me build the sound, to help me mold the vision that you see today, you know. So for me, it was my moment of pain. They say, hey, let a man get his heart broken, you're gonna see what kind of man he is.
So is this the kind of thing we can expect to hear in your album?
Yeah, you're gonna hear a lot of pain, but you're gonna hear a lot of healing through that war, you know?
Yeah, no, for sure. So I have a really important question.
What's up?
Why is your shirt always off in all of your videos? I mean, I kind of like it, but why is it off?
Thank you. I promote a healthy lifestyle. You see me drinking water on stage, not liquor.
Yeah, well, those arms are looking a little large too, you know?
You know, hey, promote a healthy lifestyle.
How do you want people to feel when you're on stage performing? How do you want your music to affect them?
You ever go to a theater and see like a really good like play
Yeah,
that maybe has some like really good music in it?
yeah.
Without all the theatrics of that, I want that feeling. I want that feeling for them. I want them to know that I came up here and I crafted this story out of the music and the pain that I made to present to you. I want you to feel that emotion, you know? I want to be right there with you.
So how does your music make you feel?
Free.
Okay. Can you elaborate for us?
I think as we grow from our adolescence, you get tired of telling people telling you like who you are or who you think you should be, you know, or live this way, dress this way, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we know basic moral life code, be a good fucking person. But yeah, everybody telling you who they think you should be. And you just get to the point where, what story are you going to tell? So it makes me feel very vulnerable. It makes me feel freeing though, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
It feels freeing when you're able to sing something that's so like deeply, you know, rooted in pain, and look out in a crowd and people are singing it with you and enjoying themselves. Because at the end of the day, even though people might be jumping around, to know that people actually know the lyrics, that means they're actually probably listening. And I don't know how that meant. They might feel the exact same fucking way I felt, you know?
So with that being said, if we were sitting right here, well, you weren't with me, but if I was sitting right here and I put on one of your songs, how would you want me or one of your other fans to feel as they listen to your music?
I want them to feel good after they listen to it.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. It's healing music.
So what I really want to know is who's on your playlist? What are you listening to when you're in the car, when you're driving to the store, when you're going to 7-Eleven? What are you listening to?
Oh, man. Metallica.
Okay.
3 Days Grace.
Okay.
My boy Jimi Hendrix.
Gotta love Jimmy.
Gotta love Jimmy. Gotta love Jimmy. Maybe a little Miles Davis. I got a weird collection of music right now. I'm trying.
Why would you call it a weird collection of music?
All right, let's not call it weird. Let's call it an eclectic music collection. You know,
Uh-huh.
I got a lot of different genres that I listen to. But currently, right now, I've been traveling down my classic rock. You know, my funk. Just been kind of just getting into it. Just traveling down a road that I ain't been down before.
I feel like it's only right.
It's only right. It's only right. It speaks.
So what's your favorite song that you ever made?
Ooh. I don't have one. They're all my favorite songs.
If you had to pick one for us. When I said that, what's the first thing that came to mind? I know something popped in your mind. What was it? What song?
My favorite song today?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't released it yet. Maybe released by the time this interview has dropped. Is Rock Bottom.
Okay. Okay, tell us about Rock Bottom.
Cause like I said, when I made my project Herricane, that's dropping on Even Biz. when I made my album Herricane, I was going through some mental health issues. I was going through some intoxication, addiction issues at the time, and Rock Bottom was the first song that I was able to wake up in the middle of the night, write this song, and it put me back to sleep with nothing.
You felt like the weight lift?
Yeah, I felt like for that moment I was so clear that I was able to put down exactly what it was on my mind and what was on my heart. That was so heavy, and it turned into such a fucking beautiful song, in my opinion, you know. And yeah.
So can we listen to it after the interview?
Of course.
That's what I'm talking about.
Of course.
I feel like it's an interview gift now.
It's a beautiful song.
Did you write it?
Of course I wrote it. Yeah.
Do you write all your songs?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So tell me this, can you just write out of anywhere? If I told you to write a song right now and you had a beat playing, you could just write something?
Yeah.
Yeah, just flip the switch.
I mean, you know, I'm always going to find that beat that clicks with me. You know what I mean? If I get some options to some beats.
Okay, we're going to take a break so he can write us a song. We'll be right back. We'll be right back, folks. So why music after doing film for so long and all your film background? Why music?
I genuinely felt as if I needed to tell my story. And I don't know, music was just the medium that spoke to me. I've been doing music for so long, as long as I've been doing film since I was a kid with my family, you know? And it was just something that, it was a skill set that I always just kind of dabbled in.
What would you say, where do you want to get with doing the music? What would you say your goal is, the outcome?
My goal is to get the message out. My goal is to make it lucrative. And my goal is to build a film company around that.
That's dope.
Yeah.
So would you say your love for music just started when you were a child at home with your family then?
Yeah, so I'm a baby of 5. We were kind of like Jackson 5. My dad would take us to church and we would sing. They called us Andre and the Voices.
Oh my God.
I'm dead ass, bro. We would rap and we would sing, literally at church, at like these old people.
Do you remember any of the songs?
Nah.
Zero?
We're not even going to do that.
Or you're just saying no because I'm going to ask you to sing part of it?
Because I can't even think of a song right now.
What if we took like a 5-minute coffee break? I have some coffee.
I bet. I'm good. How you like your coffee?
I like it. How did you like my coffee?
I like my coffee creamy and fucking hyped up.
Okay. Hey.
I like you.
That's what I'm talking about. So what do we have to look forward to from you in the near future?
We got another project coming out with me and my boy Maxie.
Okay. Okay.
We definitely got to work on the garden, which is the next project after Herricane. I'm gonna see where it takes me, you know? Like I said, this is my first project. I want to make sure that I get the project out. I want to make sure I give it the time, the push, and the energy behind it, behind every song. You got to understand, like, there's people out here putting $1 million behind one fucking single.
No, for sure.
So if they're putting $1 million behind one single, why the fuck I'm gonna just put like a day or a couple days behind one song? I've been promoting Monday for so long. Now niggas is singing it. Now niggas know it. Now niggas in other states are asking me to ship them shirts and shit.
That's dope.
You know, so it's like...
Wait, so if people want Monday shirts, can they still get them?
Yeah, they're kind of sold out right now, but hit me up. I got you.
Okay.
I can print them up at any time.
Okay.
Print on demand.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Everyone
yeah.
loves a good print on
Don't
demand.
forget the earrings. We got the earrings popping too. If you want to get some of my merch, if you want to get some of my music, you can always go to my Instagram.
Okay, fire. And then
my EvenBiz.
Okay, that's what I was about to say. We have June 20th.
Yeah, June 20th. My album's dropping, Herricane, on EvenBiz. So for my birthday, you can cop my album and you can pay whatever you want. If that's $2, if that's $10, you can go in there and support me before it even hits the DSPs.
And are you going to be posting a link for this on your Instagram, or how can people find this if they just don't want to type in EvenBiz on the website?
It's right there in my bio. Click
Perfect.
in my bio.
Yeah. Make sure everyone knows to click the link in that bio.
Go support an artist before it hits the DSPs.
Okay, but last question I have for you. Will your shirt be off in the next music video? He's laughing at me. It was a serious question.
Now I feel like I got to talk to my creative team. I didn't know it was such a big thing.
So we'll take that as a yes. He will have his shirt off in the next video.
Definitely next show, June 20th.